do this, but this is big.
And with that energy, he can transform into a wolf. It's like Teen Wolf, you know? When you notice it's nighttime in this shot, yeah. When the moon gets full, Merrick the Inquisitor becomes Merrick the Wolf. You never saw Lincoln then with Rutger Hauer and Michelle Pfeiffer?
Damn. I wasn't thinking. Blowing my cover, dude.
Whatever. 84. All right. It's all make believe. It's all fantasy. Right. And here in this shot, we're seeing Embo's elbows. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, he's got nice elbows. I see the
Stagger brute with the moon sands.
saying earlier, this could be when he's in front of the huts. This could be with Embo. Who knows? It's hard to say.
The voiceover is the hut.
Right, yes. And what's this behind? This could be, this is one of those, this to me looks like one of those commando droids we were just talking about.
Could be.
Back here.
Could be. It does look metallic, droid-like.
Yeah.
And so that character's removing the helmet. They almost make you believe it's Embo.
Yes.
The trailer is good, because then we see first we see Embo's elbows, and then we see Din getting his helmet removed, and then you get the full shot of Embo. Yeah. And then let's not This is the equivalent of full frontal for a Mandalorian. Like, you know, an orthodox Mandalorian like Din Djarin cannot remove that helmet. So this is just like letting it all hang.
Yeah.
And but he's been there and done that now. This is the third time. And the first time we're seeing Pedro Pascal in the Mandalorian armor since the season finale of season 2 back in 2020. So, you know, that's a significant Pedro Pascal wearing Mandalorian armor. 2.5 years. You see it all? Once the hat almost. Yeah. So, what I like about this trailer is the way that it's explaining the narrative and potential plot points, where it's this film is going to be very much about whatever this mission is that Din Djarin is on. If it's just sort of this blanket mission to hunt down Hutts and Imperial warlords, bring them in, or if there's one in particular who's hunting them. That's what I hope is happening. It's like a Bond film. He gets his mission at the beginning of the film, and you understand who the villain is, and you understand who the villain's crew is, and you understand who the love interest is for James. I would really enjoy this some kind of romance.
There it is.
Or Din Djarin, you know, he got a little teased by that widow in the 5th episode of The Mandalorian, season 1. They went to that spatchka farm or whatever, the shrimp farm, and helped them, defend their village against those Platoon raiders. That it did. We sort of get teased with a little bit of a romance.
They were definitely, yeah, she wanted him to stay. You know, she kind of got a little kicked off by her thought. Yeah, and leaving. And that was when I thought he was going to have one of these conquests on every system. I thought he was going to be like Knight Rider, you know, like Michael Knight, where every week there was going to be another adventure, and he's in love with him, and leave him, and take off. Trail of these broken hearts. I thought that was going to be more of a recurring thing with him, right? You know, then there's the whole helmet that kind of That really does put a damper on your love life. And it certainly puts some restrictions on things.
She went to remove it too, that widow.
Yeah.
What if he goes back to that shrimp farm in the film and he's like, "Yeah, I'm finally back. I'm going to rekindle that romance. I mean, I'm really going to see it through this time." And he goes back and he goes to her residence there at the shrimp farm, and Bill Burr's in there. "Hey, I already beat you to it, pal." You know. So, damn. Well, that's what happens when you let 6 years go by.
Right, Bill Burr swoops in. All
Yeah,
right,
Bill
so
Burr.
we better get through this. We're only halfway through, and we're going to be here all night. All right, here's the beauty shot
Precision.
of Embo.
Kill 3
live
at
action
once.
Embo, very
Give me an
exciting.
edge.
Very exciting.
Big
exciting.
Big thing. And Sylvester is here by Shaz.
Windman, hunt!
This
Stagger or brute? You did it. Looking at this one, all those clones. I don't listen to them, so and I just don't know why John is so unfinished business when it comes to Star Wars. I still don't think we've seen the full potential of that character or what Giancarlo Esposito can bring to the role. I think they're still just scratching the surface here.
I agree. Here's the problem that they're going to have is if this movie just brings him back, then there's going to be more people complaining and saying, "Oh, just more retread. We already had this villain. They already dispatched this villain." But I'm with you. I think that Giancarlo has a lot more to offer this franchise.
Somehow Moff Gideon return, stuff like that. We're going to have to hear all that. I'm not up for all that anxiety.
Right. Good shot of the two huts here, the twins. At least that's our assumption.
He's holding a thermal detonator.
I think he's holding Jaren's helmet.
Yeah. But it looks so small in the huts.
The huts are big. Yes.
I reckon.
Yeah.
There's Pedro.
Yeah, looking fierce. And very ticked off because the hut says that, and then he will suffer. He doesn't like that. Don't threaten Yoda. Not under the Mando watch. I think that it's going to be a mix
You're not paying attention. Oh my goodness.
Had to be kidding me.
Story, which might parallel the actual story of Yoda, which still remains untold. So it's like telling a story about just with a different character. What I would like to learn about Grogu in this film is what makes that species so special, connected to the Force, and why are they so rare? That's one thing. The second thing I want to learn is where did he come from? Who are his parents? And what happened after he was taken from the Jedi Temple? And how did he end up in that pram in possession of gangsters? What's going on here? How did all of that go down? There are still so many huge holes in that little character's history. Yeah, that's I mean, I'd probably like to learn those character-specific facts about Grogu before I learn his connection with the Force. I just want these holes to be filled because it's been 6 years. I feel very incomplete at this point. Yeah, there's a limit to how much I want to I think, especially in recent years, more times than not, when they think that they're doing a lot more disappointed. If the family's going to break it, then I'm okay with it. All right, so we can take off. Here we go on May 22nd. That's the day before. So it's a tree. Baby Yoda getting stood up. It's got some sort of gauntlet. Some sort of gadget. I don't think this is plain broken. It's a art. Some sort of razor blast. Yeah, the ears. That's right. I'm sorry. You're so natural. Said this. You know, I know the word was
No, people laughed. People laughed when Yoda started jumping all over Count Dooku for the first time. And I know my dad did. Don't say they didn't. I loved it.
In his back or under the folds of his collar or something. I don't know. This is getting the the old Adam West Batman show. He would just pull stuff out of nowhere. It's like where did that giant shield come from? Stored under his utility belt. It's kind of similar to a scene.
And I'm at best thought of that.
We saw in Boba Fett when Boba Fett emerged.
So close.
We showed him getting suited up, with musical cues that were synced up to him sliding on different bits of armor and weaponry. Well,
You see that a lot in Batman movies. You know, there's
Damn.
a scene where Batman's getting.
He just threw 7 knives at 7 people.
All right.
What?
So what do we got? We got some explosions. This is the moment.
He just threw 7 knives at 3 people. They all did.
Hey, hey. We got some freaks.
It's with those Babu freaks, or Babu fricks, that we see in season 3. They're back, and they're in a speeder. They have a Babu frick size speeder, and they got 4 of them in there, and they're just cruising along. That speeder actually looks like a shrunken down version of the original Star Tour ship. And it has a sidecar. It appears the sidecar fits many people, or many, right, it fits 3. Right, yeah, so the speeder is the smaller part of the ship, and the sidecar is the larger part of the thing. Confusing.
I don't know which is the sidecar now that I keep looking at it. I think the driver is on the one side, and the sidecar is where Grogu and the other 2 and Zellers, right? Is that what they are?
Yes, yeah, I just call them
Babu Fricks.
but this will be a ride at Disney, I'm sure.
I think in Chicago area, Babu Freaks need a ride like this.
Well, oh yeah, you can show up at events, parades, White Sox Star Wars Day.
What is the guys that always show up in the parades in the little carts and they wear the little hats, the little fezzes?
Oh yeah,
The Shriners. Yeah. Well,
Would you like to see what I have?
You could show up in
Some recent acquisitions here.
we can get kicked out of local.
Whatever helps you is good for us all.
All right, so here we go. They're having a good time. Now, this is an interesting sequence. So we see Baby Yoda.
I hope it serves you well.
Unrelated to a lot of what we've seen already. He's
An
got like
honor
a
to
walking
assist your
stick, which
fight.
is really echoing Yoda, but he's decked out in his armor, and I think he might have the gauntlet on, but I don't know if he's on some sort of rescue mission, going to rescue Din.
You'll
If this is
find
some
that
sort of
very useful.
trial, if this is some sort of training that he's doing. Not quite sure what it is, but it just
May it
feels a
help
little
you
out of
bring
context
victory.
with what we've seen so far.
Like he's going into his own cave of evil.
Right.
I hope it serves you well.
When it's the force apparition of Babu Frick or
But
something.
I love the walking stick, you know? I mean, it's very Yoda.
Very
Good
Yoda.
choice.
Yeah, this is how it all begins.
Right.
I hope it serves you well.
And here we see
You have my thanks.
him meditating.
Damn.
Visual.
It said 13 new. I'm like, damn. Time to buy.
Not sure what it is.
Reminds me of the planet that the Resistance were using as their home base in Rise of Skywalker.
Yes.
Agent Boss, I think they called it, and that's what it looks. I mean, at first I was like, yes, Dagobah. No,
Yeah, no.
it's because the ferns,
Yeah, a little too sunny for
ferns.
Dagobah.
It doesn't really work as Dagobah.
No.
It goes for a swim.
But the fact that he is up there meditating tells us that he's still got one little foot on both icebergs, you know, the way of the Mandalorian and the way of the Jedi. So this is one heck of a hybrid warrior that's emerging here. Swim lessons with Dad.
It's spooked up good. Like the rare times you actually see Jason Swank in the water, it looks very similar to this. Oh, or somebody's scooping him out of there. You know? Thank God.
Swank doesn't float, I'll tell you that. All right, okay, so
Rada.
here's the hut, Rada. And Jim, I'm thinking that this is just, when it was announced that Jeremy Allen White was doing the voice for this, and he was kind of a up-and-comer, and there was a lot of excitement about it, I thought, oh, this is going to be a pretty significant character in this film. I think this is going to be a quick cameo. They're going to have a little fight. They're going to have a little battle here, and That's it. That's my guess on old Rada. I don't think he's going to be even a supporting character in this. Just
you think he's just going to
yeah, just sort of
mercy?
Yeah,
I don't know. I thought I heard somewhere that he was teaming up with Din Djarin and stuff. But if you just go back 2 frames, I want to point out that this gladiator pit that they're in, it appears to be a Djaric hollow chess board. So it's like live hollow chess, I think, is what's going to be going on here.
That's cool.
But you can clearly see the squares. And because there was the alien, we've seen him in previous trailer. The alien that we see on the hollow chessboard, the Savrip, I forget what's called, like a Montellan Savrip, I think is what they call it. It's a big thing. The big sort of like, it's got like a turtle back and a long neck and sort of a turtle face and stuff.
Where is everybody?
Going to be in this sequence. So I was hoping this was going to be like live hollow chess with actual creatures and people playing instead of shrunken down with holograms.
It's kind of like in Harry Potter when they're doing wizard chess and they're actually on the board.
Right. So these guys are actually, they're actually on the board. And I couldn't make out the squares in the original trailer. So I thought I was just, it's a good idea, but it's not happening. But here you clearly see that they are on the hollow chess board. It's just in a giant arena as opposed to being on a table with a Millennium Falcon cargo hold.
So it's like, okay, now we're going to release this gladiator, comes through the door, and then they do battle. And this is the first time we're seeing like a good kind of front-on shot of Rada. So far, we see the back shot raising his arms. But this is what a hunky hut looks like. A buff, ripped hut. This is old job.
They're using weapons
on.
So Din's going to be fully armed here because they're using weapons. You see he's got that grappling rope, the hook in the rope or whatever. He's shooting at the hut right
I don't know. I like the hair, but
this reminds me of Thor Ragnarok a little bit.
I like the hair, but I also don't
All my
They
goods are
have
useful.
want it right now.
So I just don't think we'll have much Jeff Goldblum in this movie. But I bet he'll show up in that Taika Waititi film if that ever gets made. We'll see Jeff Goldblum crossing over into Star Wars. Yeah. I see it happen. I see it happen. You were in here first. If the Taika Waititi film ever gets made, we'll have Jeff Goldblum in it. That's my prediction. But Mandalorian and Grogu, we're playing real-life hollow chess here. And there were some images coming out of Toy Fair, and the guys were passing it around in our...
I'm glad to have more banners.
And they were all just like...
I hear rumors the traitors of Yorikawa have been fighting the Mongols. Some people say they've changed, but I don't know what to think.
Lord Shimura needs Yarikawa to join his cause. We must put the past behind us and unite against the enemy.
I understand, my lord. The past must never be forgotten, but it is our future that matters most.
Long ago, the warriors of Yarikawa were heroes. With the traitors long dead, they have a chance to prove themselves again.
Please accept this humble token of appreciation. Be well.
I mean, what did we get? We got a couple of remnant troopers, which are just variants of figures we already have. We've got another Mando.
Yeah, they're phoning it in. I mean, phoning it in with, Stormtroopers is going to be part of your big launch for the next Star Wars film, and you're giving us Stormtroopers? Come on. And of course, we've all had the Mandalorian and Grogu in our collections for how long? 6 years now, or whatever. I mean, it was just nothing to the Toy Fair announcements.
No, and I don't. Yeah, it was very weak. So there's San Diego Comic-Con, but that's all the way out there in end of July, August, and by that point, Mandalorian and Grogu will be streaming.
I don't know.
It just doesn't feel like
Hmm.
they're going to have it's going to be in that the junior kind of kid line, Jim, that you were talking about earlier. I don't see it happening within the vintage collection or the Black Series, to tell you the truth.
Yeah. So you're telling me don't expect some big hyped up event, Midnight Madness at Toys R Us? Oh, not at all. No midnight, no madness, no Toys R Us.
Well, you can bring your own madness to midnight, but it's not going to be Star Wars toys. Like that.
Mm.
All right, so we got this battle going on. Okay, this guy